Sleep tech is huge. And it was interesting because I like maybe 5 years ago, I went to a sleep conference where people were saying, no, we don't need to use these sleep trackers. They're not accurate. And I actually said, I'm in Silicon Valley. We use these things. We're going to have to, deal with them. And people kind of booed me. I mean, it was this terrible thing, but now that's completely changed. Everybody recognizes the power of technology, and we're trying to figure out how to integrate it into our practice. And I think one of the greatest things about sleep tech is that you can monitor sleep on a population level, and you can see like really cool findings. Like we thought that moon phase didn't affect human sleep for urban dwelling individuals because we just brought 8 subjects into a research lab at different phases of the moon, and there weren't any differences in their sleep. But now with things like looking at Fitbit data or Garmin data, you see that actually there is a difference, crazily, between our sleep in urban dwelling individuals between the full moon and no moon. And it's not a huge difference for those of us in urban environments, but it's a detectable difference. And so just the power that you can see those kind of changes, you can correlate different sleep patterns with health outcomes on a population level. There's also from an individual level, the sleep tracking can actually feed into insomnia, that people get really too fixated on their sleep. I literally have patients who say, I determine how I'm going to feel that day by what my sleep tracker says in the morning, right? First thing I do when I wake up is I look at the Apple Watch. It tells me I slept well. I know it's going to be a good day. It tells me I slept poorly. I know it's going to be a bad day. And the correlation is really not like that at all. We know that subjective impression of sleep has major effects on how people think they function during the day, but actually not major effects on how they actually function. So we really discourage that type of thinking in our insomnia work. But there are really cool potential, like say somebody's sleep has fallen off track. They did CBTI, right? And their sleep was great, and now it's falling off track. You could put a sleep tracker on them for, a week or two and say, hey, look what's changed. You're less active during the day. Remember how you were doing that morning walk and how helpful that was? Let's go ahead and do that. Or, oh, you're spending longer in bed. Remember how you were only spending 7 hours in bed and how great you felt? And we can get these things from the history, but it might, having the tech might be useful. And then also better diagnostics for obstructive sleep apnea, for movement disorders during sleep, for things like REM sleep behavior disorder, that we could potentially pick that up on a faster by people wearing smart trackers at night. I think there's lots of potential, and we're still figuring out exactly how to integrate it into our practice.